Shalom Israel, Shalom, Shalom. It's your brother Judah, all right, with another Milk Monday. We're doing the simultaneous cast to the YouTube and to the Clubhouse forum. We're on the Sincere Milk platform on Clubhouse, all right. We got about 80 brothers and sisters in the building that are listening as well as you on YouTube, all right. So today, where the title of the class is with all your heart, mind, and soul. We're gonna, the brother Ariah is gonna go back over further how to serve the Most High Yahweh. All right. So while he's getting ready, I'll be just going over a couple of scriptures. All right. If you're not a part of the Sincere Milk platform, definitely do that. You know, we're going over the milk of the scriptures. All right. But for the next few weeks, we'll be doing a simultaneous class on Sincere Milk and YouTube. All right. But definitely, if you can, join the Sincere Milk platform as we are going to be going over the law. All right. We'll be going over the law. All right. Shout out to the brother Zur. All right. From the Clubhouse platform, he gave us a generous donation on YouTube. How about you shop with the water king for your generous donation. All right. So we're going to go over a couple of scriptures real quick. All right. And Lord willing, I'm not touching on any precepts that the brother Ariah is going to bring out when he gets settled in and gets started. But we're just going to move through the spirit and get my sword real quick. All right. So the brother's going to be talking about serving the Lord. Matter of fact, I know where I want to start. Because a lot of brothers and sisters, we go through this. On a regular basis. You know, we might have financial struggles that we're going with, struggles in our household, with our relationships, struggles with our family, you know, things of that nature, right? And, you know, this is one of the first precepts you need to know when you get into this truth. All right. This is the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2 and verse 1. And it reads, "My son, if thou come to serve the Most High, prepare thy soul for temptation." All right. Yakira ba Yah, Shalom, Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Barakatah. The water for your generous donation. We appreciate you, sister. Thank you very much. All right. So it says, hey, when you come to serve the Lord, you got to prepare your soul for temptation. All right. You're going to go through things, man. I was just telling somebody the other day, when we go through things in life, especially us being in this truth, we're trying to keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, right? We expect things to go wrong in our life. We expect that. You know what I'm saying? We expect it. You know, hey, we know we're going to go through those trials, and we take it wholeheartedly, right? It's something to be expected, right? Because guess what? When you're in the world, you start to see that the people in the world, it looks like they're prospering. Hey, SGT Slaughter, yeah, we appreciate that. We definitely appreciate that. Yeah, YouTube, they give people problems with donating, but you cash that, and we appreciate you for that. All right, we definitely appreciate you for that. All right. But yeah, we expect those trials and tribulations to come into our life, man. You got to take it cheerfully. I'm going to read on. Verse 2. "Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble." Right? Hey, you got to you got to gird up your loins, man. You got to gird up your loins. You got to be prepared for this thing. Go ahead and set your mind that, look, when I come to serve the Lord, I'm going to have trials and tribulations. I'm going to have problems with my family. I'm going to have problems in the household. I'm going to have problems with my job. Why are you wearing them fringes on your shirt? What's that? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have problems with friends. You know, you got that one family member who wanted to marry outside their race, and they know you're an Israelite, and you're going to have problems with that. You got to set your mind to it because you already know what's coming, right? And it says, "and constantly endure," right? That those who endure to the end, the same shall be saved. We got to constantly endure and make not haste in times of trouble, right? Check this out. You know, you got certain people, you know, in the world, they like to yap, 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 yap. And then when it's time to fight, they run. This ain't it. We can't be about lip service. All right. We can't make haste to run. Oh, dang, my life ain't going the way I wanted it to go. I thought I come to this truth, I was gonna be blessed. I thought I was gonna be blessed in the city and blessed in the field. I didn't think I was gonna come to any trouble. So now I'm good. This ain't it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta constantly endure, right? It says, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou may be increased at thy last end. Same thing I just said. They that endure to the end, the same shall be saved. We got to constantly endure, right? We got to cleave to the Most High and His law, statutes, and commandments. And it's beautiful that we're going over the law because we're showing what to cleave to. We got to cleave to the Most High through His Son, right? And we got to cleave to these law, statutes, and commandments. Verse 4, whatever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate, right? So like I said, you should know coming into this truth that you're going to run into problems. You got to automatically know that, right? Hey, look, and it's funny because the Christian church believes that they are the ones with the truth, right? But I'm going to get a precept, right? They believe they are the ones that are in the truth. But they don't have to go through any trials. They go through the regular trials of life that regular people go through, right? But they don't go through the same persecution that the Israelites go through, right? It doesn't go like that, right? I'm gonna get this precept real quick. Go to Matthew chapter 5. All right. So I'm going to go to Matthew chapter 5. I'm going to start at verse 10. It says, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Right? So you get persecuted for this truth. You get persecuted for teaching Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You are blessed. Right? You are blessed for that. Christian church believes they have the truth, but they're not persecuted. There's a church on every corner. The Israelites go to the corner. I don't know of any Israelite camp that somebody has not tried to run them off the corner. Right? My brothers down there in Atlanta, Black Lives Matter is trying to run them off the corner. You see what I'm saying? The police out here in North Carolina, they're trying to run the brothers off the corner. They try to use the law of the land and say, oh, according to this, you can't be here. Knowing it's public property. But they try to tell us, no, we can't be there. It says, blessed are they that are persecuted for righteousness' sake. You got brothers that has pulled out guns on brothers, brothers that have tried to put hands on brothers, brothers that have pulled out knives on brothers. Pastors, I've seen videos where pastors have said they're going to go to the corner to get the hood, the brothers in the hood to come run the brothers that are teaching the word off the corner. And this is a pastor. You know what I'm saying? Right? It's blessed are those that are persecuted for righteousness' sake. Man, the Christian church isn't getting persecuted like that. Right? Verse 11, blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. What did they say about us? We a cult, right? We devil worshipers, right? We mistreat our women, right? We're a hate group. We're a terrorist group. I don't know of any Israelite group or any individual Israelite that had done any acts of terrorism to any race of people. But verse 11, once again, blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you and say all manners of evil against you falsely for my sake. Right? Let's go back to Sirach chapter 2. Right? It says, whatever is brought upon thee, this is verse 4, whatever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. Right? So when you're going through them trials and tribulations, you might lose your job. You might lose your woman. Right? All of that different type of stuff. Brothers get their kids taken away. Brothers' wives leave them after 10, 20 years. They get in this truth, now they gone. Your family don't want to talk to you anymore. Your friends turn their back on you. Your kids don't want to talk to you anymore because they think you crazy. Hey, man, look, you got to take that cheerfully, man, because you should already know I was coming. Right? So when you get brought to that lower state, you got to understand that the Most High, just like he brought you to that lower state, he can bring you back and put you at a higher state. Verse 5, it says, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Right? So when you come into this truth, you got to prepare for this temptation. You have to prepare for it. All right? And you got to take it on the chin, man. Take it cheerfully. You know what you're signing up for. Anything in the world that you was doing that you wasn't supposed to be doing, right? You knew what you were signing up for when you stepped into that thing, right? The same thing with this truth. Same thing in this truth. All right, let's go. The brother had a precept up here. I wanted to get it after I finished that. Let me get this precept the brother was bringing out real quick, and I'm going to move on. Proverbs 2:1. All right, because like I said, I'm not going to get too many. I don't want to step on the brother's toes with his lesson. All right, I don't know what he has planned for y'all. All right, Proverbs 2:1, it says, my son, if thou wilt receive my words and hide my commandments with thee. Salaki, my son, if thou wilt receive my words and hide my commandments with thee, so that thou incline thy ear unto wisdom and apply thy heart to understanding. That's an excellent precept, King. All right, you gotta. Hey, the scriptures in Sirach 2:3 said, "Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou may be increased of thy last end." Same thing that is saying right here in Proverbs. We gotta cleave to the words and the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh, right? So we can have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Let me get the other precept the brother was bringing out. And I'm going to get into 1 Samuel here in a second. Proverbs 3:1. My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. Hey, that's playing upon tables, right? Just like the commandments is for you to honor your mother and your father, so your days should be long upon the earth. You got to take heed to these the knowledge of the wisdom, knowledge and understanding of the Bible, right? You got to keep that knowledge. You got to take heed and cleave to the knowledge of the wisdom and understanding of these laws, right? So your days will be long upon the earth. All right. So let me go to the book. Got a couple precepts written down. Let me go to the book of. One second. We'll go to the book of 1 Samuel. We'll go to chapter 12. We're going to read verse 24. 1 Samuel 12:24. It says, only fear the Most High and serve him in truth with all your heart. For consider how great things he has done for you. But if ye shall still do wickedly, ye shall be consumed, both ye and your king. Right? So we're only supposed to fear the Most High. Point blank, period. The only thing we're supposed to do is fear the Most High. That's all we have to do. If we choose not to, hey, the Bible is full of choices. You got choices to make. You can fear the Most High or you don't. right? You can fear the Most High or you don't. But you got to understand that your end is already written for you if you decide not to fear the Most High, right? And your end is written for you if you do decide to fear the Most High, right? But you got a choice to make, right? You got a choice to make. Let me go to, let's see what I want. Let me go to the book of Colossians. Uh, 3:23. Nah, I don't want that one. That's not what I want. I'm gonna go to Matthew. We'll go to Matthew. Matthew 6. We all know this precept, 24. Okay, Con King. Matthew 6:24. It says, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate one and love the other, or else he will hold to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. All right? You can't serve the Lord and Satan. You can't be in this truth and be in the world. You can't do both. You got to pick one or the other. You got to be hot or cold, right? You can't be in between. You can't be in the world sometimes, in the truth sometimes, right? You can't be in this truth 1 second and then you're a Christian the next second. You can't be a Christian Hebrew. And when I say you can't be a Christian Hebrew, we know the Israelites, we the real Christians because we serve the Most High, right? We know we serve the Most High, right? So give me 1 second. All right. So we're about to bring the brother Orion in the building. When he gives me the thumbs up, we ready to go. All right. I'm going to get this preset real quick. Psalms 111 that the brother just put up. We're just working out the spirit real quick. All right. Psalms 111 and verse 10. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments, and his praise shall endure forever. His praise endure forever. And I always tell people this: if you can't understand these laws, statutes, and commandments, hey, Shalom, King. If you can't understand these laws, statutes, and commandments, it's clearly linked to you not serving the Lord. It's clearly linked to you not serving the Lord. Because wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures come with serving the Lord. Point blank, period. Right? I'm going to get one more. All right. I'm going to get one more. And I'm done. And the brother go ahead and get into his lesson because I definitely want to get too many precepts. I'm going to get Colossians 3:16. It says, let the word of Hamashiach dwell in you richly in all wisdom, right? Teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to the Most High. And whatsoever ye do in word or in deed, do all in the name of the Adonai Yahweh Shai Mashiach, giving thanks to Yahweh and the Father by him. So everything that we do serving the Most High, right? You know, a lot of people will give you credit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, brother, you brought it out mighty in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? That class that edified me, that was my favorite class. You know what I'm saying? Oh, bro, you broke down strongholds. Guess what we supposed to say? All praise to the Most High. Everything you do in the word and in deed, you're supposed to give all credit, esteem, honor, and glory to the Most High. Because guess what? This is just us putting our brick in, trying to serve the Lord. Right? We have to serve the Lord in spirit and in truth. Right? And in all things, we have to give honor to him because we didn't know who he was coming into this truth. You know what I'm saying? We didn't know who we was. We was niggas, bro. Every time I go to camp with my brothers down in Raleigh, I remember how much of a nigga I was. Didn't know nothing. I was in the Christian church, but leaning towards Islam because the Christian church wasn't teaching me nothing, and Islam was at least telling us about the greatness of the black man. But even in that, I was lost. You know what I'm saying? Right? So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and yield it to the brother because I could probably go on forever on this topic. So, so I'm gonna yield to the brother. Hey, you on mute? Go ahead, unmute yourself, and I'm going to. Before you do that, I'm gonna get off the clubhouse so they can hear me through your speaker. All right, we're just gonna do a little sound check real quick. All right. So go ahead, King. On mic.
Khan. Hey, all praise to the Most High Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Salaki Israel for the tardiness. Judah, if you can grab 1 Corinthians 14 and 20.
Let's do a quick sound check real quick, King. Hey, if y'all can hear me on the clubhouse, raise your hand real quick so the brother can acknowledge y'all hear me. All right.
You hear it going up?
Come.
The water, Israel. All right, so before we get into the law, based on tardiness, I'm not going to make this long, but it's going to be to the point. I was pretty much lammy backing on the class from last week. We went over the 10 Commandments, which even though this milk, the 10 Commandments can be a 3, 4, 5-part class, like it can get real deep. So this is more of preparing your understanding or your heart towards the Most High Yahweh, because that's what we do. That's what Christ did. We in the image of Mashiach. We walk in His footsteps. So before I dive into the law, give me 1 Corinthians 14 and 20. We're gonna read down to verse 24.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 20. Brethren, be not children in understanding. Howbeit in malice be ye children, but in understanding be men.
All right. So our understanding should no more be children or childlike, right? You got to come as little children, but once you reach the level of understanding, it's no more moving as a child. It's no more how you feel. It's not mixing emotions with scripture, but in all things, like King Judah brought out, we admonish Yahweh through His Son. So all things is thus saith the Lord. Keep reading.
And the Lord is written, with men of other tongues and other lips will I speak unto this people. And yet, for all that will they not hear me, saith the Most High.
Right. So you get that in Isaiah 28 and 11 on down. You get that in Deuteronomy 28 and 49, right? It says, so the reason why you're getting spoken to in other tongues because of the diaspora or the scattering of the people. So, but the words of the Most High still stand, no matter if this book was written in Latin, Greek, Hebrew, English, Portuguese, whatever language exists, the context or the connotation of the scriptures does not change. That's why people can, what you call, speak in tongues, no matter the nation, like I said in Acts the 2nd chapter. Keep reading.
Wherefore tongues are for a sign, but Salaki, wherefore tongues are for a sign, not to them that believe, but to them that believe not.
All right, pause right there. The tongues are for a sign, not the Shemit Jam should have bought a Corvette tongue. The tongue means languages, both the Greek and in the Hebrew. So the tongues is for a sign, proving that His people were scattered. And when they understand the scriptures or the words of the Most High, even in their languages, that's a sign of this coming to pass, right? The curses on our people as a sign and a wonder. So speaking to these people in another tongue is a sign, the curse. The fact that I have to speak to you in English and not in Hebrew is a sign, right? Keep going.
But prophesying serveth not for them that believe not, but for them which believe.
Right. You go out with prophecy. Those that don't understand prophecy won't come into the faith based on prophecy. Right. They had to be taught through the curses. All right. That's why when you see brothers teach, it's a formality to it. Hey, you know who you are? Hey, you know you identify with this. So speaking to you in another tongue, we bring out the curses, Deuteronomy 20 and 15 on down. You get into depths into the scriptures, then you start to understand prophecy. But prophecy is to those that believe. We know that we waiting on Hamashiach's second coming. We know all this was done through the will of the Father. And that's what prophecy benefits those that's in the house of faith. Those that's not in the house of faith, but still worldly or yet to come into the faith, prophesying to them, prophesy, it means nothing to them, right? But speaking the words of the Most High, whether in judgment, whether just to bring somebody in, it's the literal sense of prophecy. But the actual prophecies written in the scripts won't benefit those that don't believe, because they won't get it. It's just gonna sound like a bunch of mumbo jumbo or anything else they want to identify that as. Keep going on.
Con. If therefore the whole church be come together into one place, and all speak with tongues, and there come in those that are unlearned or unbelievers, will they not say that ye are mad?
See that? So Paul even explaining what I was just elaborating on. If you all come to the place, all the Israelites, some of us believe, some of us don't. Some of us speak in tongues or in the language, right? And some don't. They're like, these niggas mad men. They talking about prophecies. They talking about judgment coming to the white man. What you mean Esau going to die? Who is that? Right? Saying Esau is the Arab. That's where all this madness come from. Because you got some that believe and you got some that don't believe. Proving prophecies of the word of the Most High stand true, that in another tongue shall he speak to these people. Also why Christ taught in parables, because it's not meant for everyone to get it in the first place, but only those that have ears to hear, eyes to see, right? Of a circumcised heart and of a circumcised ear. Keep reading on.
God. But if all prophesy, and there come in one that believeth not, or one unlearned, he is convinced of all. He is judged of all.
Right. So a person that come in with disbelief, hear the discourse between believers and unbelievers, get convinced in his own heart. Now he's judged of everything that he believed within himself. Right? That's what Paul's telling you. Give me Romans 14:5, I believe I want to do that.
This book of Romans, chapter 14, and verse 5. One man esteemeth one day above another.
Mm-hmm.
Another esteemeth every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind.
Right. That's why we let the scriptures be true and every man a liar, because at the end of the day, you still have to be convinced in your own spirit, in your own mind, to say, damn, I'm a sinner, repent, and I'm going to serve Yahweh Hashem Yahweh no matter what. I don't care what comes up. I can be doing a 30-year bid. When I'm sitting in that cell, I'm still going to be throwing up these prayers. I'm still going to be getting into these studies. I won't have all the notes I have out here, but those what the Most High gave me, that's what I'm taking in with me, and I'm moving like that, right? Give me Revelations 3:15. And we'll hop right into it. 15 and 16, Baba Kashah.
The book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold or hot. I would that thou wert cold or hot.
Mm-hmm.
So then, because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of thy mouth.
Right. We don't need lukewarms. I damn sure don't want nobody that's cold. So we looking to build up the fervency or the fervent, right, in the spirit, right? Right. We finna set this thing on fire, because that's how the Lord coming back to judge the planet, by fire, right? Christ came and baptized you by fire, not just giving you the word, which made you a living soul, but convicting your spirit by the word, making that thing flame off. Right now, you walk in the fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh, and you're gonna second guess, triple guess, quadruple guess, going off and serving other gods besides Yahweh Hashem Yahweh. Now let's get to it. Go to exit. You got a precept out?
Yeah, Con.
All right, Con.
This might be backing off of what you said, being cold nor hot. All right. This is Malachi chapter 3, verse 18. Verse 18. Then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth Yahweh and him that serveth not, right? The brother was talking about being cold or hot. It didn't say him that serveth. We're trying to see who's serving the Lord. It didn't say him who served the Lord sometimes or a little bit, they working it out, and him who don't. Nah, it says him who serves the Lord and him who serves not, between the righteous and the wicked. That's the only thing that the Most High is looking at. You know what I'm saying? Him who serves the Lord and him who does not.
Right.
Period.
Precept, 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 21. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, how long halt ye between two opinions? If Yahweh be the power, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. Right? People, they got confounded. Hey, if you serving the Most High, serve him. But if you're going to go ahead and be in idolatry, man, go ahead and do that. But going back and forth, you know, that lukewarm spirit been going on from the beginning. We ain't dealing with that, man. Right? A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Serve Baal and get your judgment. Or serve Yahweh and move in righteousness, man. Right? And inherit the kingdom of God and get your crown of glory. Life everlasting. Right? That leads right into this point. Give me Exodus 20 and 2.
On the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which I brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Right, go ahead.
Thou shalt not have no other gods before me.
Look, I'm the presence that gave you deliverance. I'm the presence that offered you salvation. I'm the presence that gave you the promises and the glory and the land flowing with milk and honey. I'm the presence that chose you from a chosen seed line. All this was done through my will, thus saith Yahweh. Right? These things we need to get into our mindset. Right? That's why 1 John tell you that we know that we love God because he loved us first. Right? You were just laying me back and on the love that the Most High gave unto you. You can't really match the level of love the Most High already presented to your table, man. Look, your table full, your plate heavy, right? You done got 4 or 5 dishes on there. You done ate 2 or 3 bites and now you full. That's how much love and blessings the Most High will rain on you. You wouldn't be able to devour it, right? Give me Deuteronomy 6 and 4 out.
Come. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 4. Hear, O Israel, the Most High our power is one Lord.
Right, keep going.
And thou shalt love the Most High thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy might.
Right.
And these words which I command thee this day shall be in thine heart.
Right. These words which the Most High commanded you. First, understanding that he is Yahweh and there's no God before him. There's no God after him. He's the eternal, everlasting, existing power. He has no beginning nor no end. Right. You get that in your mindset first. Then you put it in there that, you should love the Lord with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and all thy might. Right. Ecclesiastes 9 and 10 tell you whatever you put your hand to do with all your might. That's why Elijah ain't come playing with him. Hey, if you're going to serve God, serve him. But if you're going to serve Baal, you need to go ahead and serve him. Because everything you need to do it with your might. But understand judgment comes from decisions. Right? For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. That's why you got laws, statutes, commandments, judgments, ordinance. Right? The judgment's supposed to bring forth fear. If I was to go off, this is supposed to happen. Right? That's how you move with the fear of the Lord. But not necessarily being scared, but in fear, knowing that at any time things can pop off, right? The vulnerability that's in us as humans or mankind or man period should make you want to serve Yahweh anyway, right? All the chemicals, all the the ozone layer being destroyed. The air you breathe can literally kill you right now. The fact that you're breathing is a grace from the Most High. These type of thoughts should bring you closer to the Lord, knowing that in your sleep you can die, you can walk and die, right? There's plenty of stories people walk and just drop dead, healthy as an ox, right? Ain't never have a health problem, work out all the time, everything pumping good, and he gone straight like that, right? The Most High said, I kill, I make alive. There's no one that could deliver out of my hand. Science can't deliver you from the Most High. Medicine can't deliver you from the Most High. Listen, if you sin in your hopes and prayers won't he deliver you from the Most High, because he hear not sinners, right? Give me Isaiah 49 and 15. Judy, you had the precept?
Nah, la.
Okay, Con. Give me Isaiah 49 and 15 real quick.
Come on. Book of Isaiah, chapter 49, verse 15. Can a woman forget her sucking child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yea, they may forget, yet will I not forget thee.
Hey, the Most High said a mother can forget her child, even one that's sucking from the breast. But he cannot forget the children of Israel, right? The Most High not slack concerning his promise. How can you match a love like that when you have a human brain? You can get Alzheimer's at any time. You get in a car accident, right? Your memory shot. So you are vulnerable, right?
So
People get scared because of the vulnerability. But what the scriptures teach you and what serving Yahweh teach you is that through this vulnerability, it's supposed to bring forth hope and the power which is supposed to be in the first place. Knowing that anything will pop off at any time, it's supposed to draw you near unto the Father, not draw you away. The more you draw away, the more that thing you fear is going to come to you, right? That's why he said, get that Isaiah 66:4 out.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 66 and verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
I also will choose their delusions,
Right.
and will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none didn't answer.
So the same thing you fear is what the Most High going to use to destroy your ass, right?
That's crazy.
So if you're not fearing the Most High Yahweh, then anything else is going to bring forth your destruction. That's what he's telling you. Your strong delusion will be the same thing you fear. When you read the book of Wisdom of Solomon, and it tell you that how the Egyptians was so much surrounded by darkness that their own fear killed them. They literally died of fear. People dying right now because of fear. You read Sirach, the 40th chapter, it tell you that same thing. People, true fears come from the unknown, right? Or the fact that you got to die. That's what this YOLO thing come from. That's what these Black Lives Matters come from. That's what these lettuce, bacon, and tomato protesters come from. The fear of death. I want to do whatever I want to do before I got to die because, death is imminent. You can't escape it. But that's not what the Bible teaches the Israelites. We know that life is a continuum cycle, that the only thing that dies is the flesh. Because when you read Ecclesiastes 12:7, it tell you that the flesh returned back into the earth from which it came, and the soul returned into the Father in which they gave it. So how is you dead if your soul returns back into the Father? Right? That YOLO spirit got to go out the door. You read 2nd Ezra, the 5th chapter, verse 40 on down, tell you he's like in life into a cycle. The last is just like the first. And all the souls that was created in the beginning came into the earth at the same time. Right? I heard Elder Yakutas bring it out. He said you can't even atone for all your sins in your first life. You have to be regenerated to come back, man, and find the truth all over again and keep doing it. Right? Build up the spiritual treasures up in heaven, man. Right? You think what you're doing right now is going to guarantee your spot into the kingdom, and you're going off. You don't know what's going on out here. You see that? So you need a regeneration. You need a Messiah. You need a chance of repentance because you was made subject to vanity, right? Give me Romans chapter 8, verse 20. And then we're going to get back into these laws.
The book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope.
You see that? But you wasn't made in vanity by your doing. It was unwillingly. But you think you got free will. Right? It's crazy. If it was your choice, you wouldn't have flesh. If it was your choice, you wouldn't get sick. If it was your choice, man, niggas would fly. Right? If it was your choice, you'll have super speed. Right? These are things that causes us to be dreamers. Right? If it was your choice, you'll have everything you want in the planet. Everybody else might be subjective or in some servitude. Right? You'll be a dictator. You wouldn't know how to show grace and mercy that comes from Yahweh. See that? So it can't be your way, because your way was proven back in Genesis, the 6th chapter, that the heart of man is evil continually. No one sets their hearts on the Most High, right? That's why your heart has to be circumcised to the Father. He that loveth the children of the Most High, love of God first and keep his commandments. Because when you sin against the Father, right? If you transgress against your brother, you transgress against the Father first. That's what your true transgression is on, right? Proverbs 8:36 say, he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul, right? And David told you in Psalms 51:3 on down, his sins is ever before him, but when he sinned against thee, O Lord, only thee do I sin against. Because who can really show forth punishment or judgment like the power of Yahweh? Can't nobody rock like him. Ain't nobody moving or shaking anything the way he doing it. Right? Give me verse 21 also.
Verse 21. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of Yahweh.
You see that? So because the creature itself, including this vanity of the flesh, also has hope in that salvation. Your flesh don't want to sin, right? Your spirit and your flesh wars against itself all the time, right? How many times have you done something like, I don't even know why I did that? Because you allow your brain is untrained, it's unlearned. So that means it's unstable. So you rest with the scriptures, you're wrestling in the spirit, and you have them signs and indications that you need to bow down your spirit to Yahweh a little bit more, which means you have to build up your faith a little bit extra, right? Let's get back to go to take me back to Deuteronomy, verse. We're gonna go back to verse chapter 6. Start verse 1 and 2.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, and verse 1. Now these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments, which the Most High your power commanded to teach you, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Hey, look, when you go to Genesis 26, 3-5, one of the promises or the oath that was confirmed in Isaac and made a law through Jacob was that he was supposed to possess all the lands. So when it say possess the land, a lot of people say, yeah, that's talking about Israel. Well, actually, Judah, let's go there real quick, because you would then have to make the Most High a liar again. Genesis 26, read verse 3 and 4. We didn't get the whole thing. Matter of fact, read through verse 5.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 26, starting at verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee, and will bless thee. For unto thee and unto thy seed I will give all these countries, and I will perform the oath which I swear unto Abraham thy father.
He says, sojourn in this land, and I will give to you and your seed. He's speaking to Isaac. He's not speaking to Ishmael. He's not speaking to the concubines with Keturah and the rest of Abraham's wives. He's talking to Isaac. And he said, the oath I swear unto Abraham thy father, that all these countries will I give thee. Now, if he's just talking about Israel, why is the country there plural? Because the earth was made for our sake.
That's right.
So when you go back to Genesis, hold this because we're going to finish it. Go back to Genesis chapter 6, verse 1 more time.
You're talking about Deuteronomy, Khan?
Yeah, Khan, Salat.
I got you, Khan. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 1. Now these are the commandments, the statutes, and the judgments, which the Most High your power commanded to teach you, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Yeah, all this land we're going to go to possess. It was already given to our forefather Abraham and Isaac. It was passed down to Jacob also. So when you hear Isaiah bring out the gospel in Isaiah the 61st chapter, he summarized the blessings that came through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And he put it to you right there on paper, because what did the Most High told him in Isaiah the 8th chapter, verse 1? He said, write this down in man's pen. Right? These scriptures was written for our learning, so we may have comfort through faith and hope in the scriptures, man. Right? Go back to Genesis 26, read verse 4 and 5. Just read it straight through. Right?
I got you. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 26, verse 4. And I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
I will give unto thy seed all these countries, and in thy seed shall the nations of the earth be blessed. Because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws.
That's literally the blessing, right? Go back to Deuteronomy 11, read verse 26 and 27.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 11, verse 26. Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. A blessing if ye obey the commandments of the Most High your power, which I command you this day, and a curse if ye will not obey the commandments of the Most High your power, but turn aside out of the way which I command you this day, to go after other gods which ye have not known.
Right, you ain't known no other power but Yahweh, man. Who else delivered you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage? Right? Who sent locusts to you? So who sent locusts as plague to prove or ransom you from a people that had you oppressed? Right? Who rained man in the wilderness, which manna means what is it? Right? That's what manna literally means. Right? It gave you quail when you was hungry and destroyed the mixed multitude that caused you to err. You think the Most High, like these other nations, he abhorred them. They detestable. right? But you wanted to be like them, so you had to be treated like them, right? If it looked like a duck, quack like a duck, act like a duck, it's gonna get treated like a duck. You don't want that duckling, you need to be a Hebrew Israelite. Go back to Genesis 6, I'll read verse 2.
Okay. You talking about Deuteronomy again? I got you.
Yeah, what I keep saying?
Genesis.
That Genesis, that beginning, man.
Yeah, man. All good. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, and verse 2. That thou mayest fear the Most High thy power, to keep all his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee, thou and thy son and thy son's son, all the days of thy life, and that thy days may be prolonged.
Right. A person challenged when Paul wrote in Romans 7:2 that the law have dominion over man long as he liveth. That's literally what the law just said. You're supposed to keep the law all the days of thy life. Right. Paul said, I speak to them who know the law. Right. It'd be simple scholars, but simple reading really answers all things because the Bible answers itself. Right. Go to verse 13, King.
Come on, verse 13. Thou shalt fear the Most High thy power and serve him, and shalt swear by his name.
Look, the only one you should fear, right? Not man, not dog, not the elements, not the stars, not nothing. If a comet was to come down, you should be sitting there saying, hey, all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, right? We need to work on our fear being shifted only to the power, right? Concern about bills, concern about death. These things, bring worrisome to the flesh. But when faith is built up, hope is rested, right? Because your hope is in the one it should be in. At any time, the Most High could take that away. So why is you worrying about it? Or if it's in his will to take you, you're going to go anyway. So why is you worrying about it? Hope in things that's seen is not hope at all, right? You're really moving in a vain sense. All right, now go to verse 25.
Come. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Most High our power, as he hath commanded us.
It's for your righteousness. It's for to preserve you alive even to this day. If you was to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments on your front lips and on your right hand, man, to do these things, you should wake up meditating on how can I serve you, how about Hashem, how Shai. If it is just logging into the YouTube, giving the brothers a hearty shalom, right? You seeing the sisters give them a hearty shalom. You stepping into the clubhouse, listening to the breakdowns. You watching. Hey, you serving the Most High, but you got to perform those things you're learning, right? Just don't be a sponge taking moisture. Right, but as you press it on something, that moisture comes out, right? Cleaning it. It got to be rinsed down. So every day it's a washing, right? Go to Exodus 23 and 5.
Hey,
23, Exodus 23 and 25. You said you got precept?
Yeah, off of what you just said. Real quick. Just
want me to read it for you out?
Yeah, you can.
What is
Romans 2 and 13. This is based off what the brother said.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 2, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
For not the hearers of the law are just before God,
but
the doers of the law shall be justified.
So, you can't be about lip service. Like the brother said, going to the clubhouse, taking notes, getting on YouTube, getting on the Friday night calls, you know what I'm saying? Just listening. You just hearing. Then you're not putting your hand to the plow. You don't get any brownie points for that. You know what I'm saying? The doers of the word are going to be justified. I just wanted to let me back off of that. What you wanted in Exodus, King?
Exodus chapter 23 and verse 25.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 23 and 25. And ye shall serve the Most High your power, and he shall bless thy bread and thy water, and I will take sickness away from the midst of thee.
You see that? So you serving Yahweh with all fullness of heart, mind, and soul, no matter what elements that come to you, the Most High gonna take it away or won't come towards you in the first place, right? I don't care what you're dealing with. This is in the law. If you're bound by the word of the Most High, he's also bound by the word of the Most High, right? When he told Moses, step to the side that his anger may wax hot against these people, he's gonna start over with Moses. Moses said, you didn't bring us in the wilderness to destroy us, Most High. You made a promise unto the fathers that you would deliver their children out of captivity and bring them to the land of promise. And he had to adhere to his own words because he can swear by nobody greater but himself. So if the Most High say, if you serve me, right, he's going to bless your bread and your water, and that any sickness that comes to you, he's going to remove out of the midst of thee, right? It's either you believe it or you don't, right? That's where faith come in at. Well, I heard it and I know he said it, but yet in your mind, you're not convinced. Right? Romans 14:5 says you got to be convinced in your own mind. So reading these things and meditating on them going to bring forth the convincing, right? Because Deuteronomy 32:20 tell you this is a froward generation, children in whom have no faith. You got second. I love bringing this out. Get 2 Chronicles 25:1 and 2.
You said 2 Chronicles 25:1 and 2.
Baba Kasha.
It came right over 25. All right, boom. 2 Chronicles chapter 25, verse 1. And Mosiah was 25 years old when he began to reign. And he reigned 29 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Jehoiada of Jerusalem. And he did that which was right in the sight of the Most High, but not with a perfect heart.
Hey, that heart got to be circumcised, man. Yeah, I've read the law, I did that, but you ain't got no belief that whatever God put down in his paper is going to come to pass. So you doing it, you going through the motions pretty much, right? You going to the feast days, keeping the Sabbath day, you just listening to the classes, but your heart is not applied in belief of the Father and what he written, as if he's not bound to it, as if you were not bound to it, right? A covenant is a contract between two parties, right? The Most High Power, Yahweh, and the children of Israel. That's a contract, right? He performed the oath. He showed it, even through captivities. I'm going to send them here, but I'm going to deliver you out of it. I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do this, right? He says a great and terrible thing I'm going to do unto these people, right? Go to Deuteronomy 10 and 20.
I got you. And that goes like we a lot, that scripture right there is cold because we got a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, in the truth. You know, your husband might not be in the truth, but he go to the feast days with you. Your rib might not be in the truth, but they go to the feast days with you. But you can tell when the lessons coming out, they kind of like,
when the hell is going to be over?
Yeah, like there's you know, you always can tell in their mind there's something else that they feel like they could be doing.
Hey, that's like when you like the people in Amos, man. It's like, hey, when the new moon gonna be over? Hey, when this feast day gonna be over so we can go back to making this money? I'm trying to go make this money. We doing these feast days and stuff. I ain't, you know, I'm serving you how, but I ain't, you know, got some money to make.
I don't really want to though. You know what I'm saying?
They don't really want
to. Yeah.
But them the ones that fear the eyes of man, not knowing that the eyes of the Lord is 10 times brighter than the sun. You see what I'm saying? They do that for eye service to say, well, I did see a riot that like come to the feast days, man. You know, I can't judge, you know, I don't really know, man. Most High gotta do that. No, he say gonna manifest what people doing is gonna be brought to light, man.
Hey, and that's going into when they say, hey, a lot of people in that day gonna be saying, Lord, didn't I prophesy in your name?
Didn't I cast out devils in your name?
You know what I'm saying? I fed the hungry, I healed the sick in your name. But you ain't do it because you wanted to do it. You was doing it as a magic show or something. I don't know what you was doing it for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You wanted people to give you you want people to praise you as if you was doing it, you know?
Right.
You know, people do that for eye service and men's service, man. We got to circumcise the foreskin in our heart.
That's a fact. But this is Deuteronomy 10 and 20. Thou shalt fear the Most High thy power. Him shalt thou serve, and to him shalt thou cleave, and swear by his name.
Right. That's who you cleave to.
Right.
Even when you join in with brothers, you're doing that because you're cleaving to the Most High. You're working out your own salvation with fear and trembling, Philippians 2 and 12. That's why you're doing this, right? When you go to Salaki, right? You got some people who get caught up with loving your neighbor as yourself, which is a great commandment, right? Because the Lord gave it to you, right? That's why you do it. And I'm going to show you why I say this. Go to 2nd Esdras, the 5th chapter, read verse 33. Right? That's why First John 5 and 2 say, you know you love the children of thy people when you love God and keep his commandments. So all your praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. I can't even love you as a brother unless I learn to love the Father, who created you and me first. Right? When I set my heart above him, loving you comes naturally because I only walk in the fear of the Lord. Right? It's not going to be, damn, that brother did something. If it happens because even it was a miscommunication, or a lack of understanding or something. But heart is in pure intent. Right? Read that real quick.
Come on. This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 5, and you wanted verse 33, Con? Chapter 5 and verse 33. And I said, speak on, my Lord. Then he said unto me, thou art sore troubled in thy mind for Israel's sake. Lovest thou that people better? So let me start that over. Lovest thou that people better than he that made them?
You love your brothers and sisters who are Israelites more than you love the Most High who made you niggas Israelites? That's what the angel telling Ezra, because he was pleading, man. He like, man, we going through all this, Most High, man. Ezra was pleading for us, man. Right? But the angel had to prove Ezra real quick. He had to give him a gut check. Hey, you love these people more than you love him that created them? Right? Imagine somebody asking you that. Be like, I mean, then you're gonna start sounding like a Christian. I mean, the Lord, it do say love your neighbor as yourself. But what came before that? It said love the Most High Yahweh. Then Christ said love your neighbor as yourself. Because in loving the power, which is in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, loving your neighbor comes naturally. Because you're walking in the fear or in the judgments of the Most High. You don't want to go off, because if you do that to your brother, you're really sinning against him, and he's going to put your ass to death for it. If I steal, I'm really sinning against the Father, he's going to put me to death for it. Yeah, there's laws and restitutions and restorement, but still need atonement from the Father, because I can make him back happy, but if I'm not in true repentance, the Father can still put my ass to death. Right? Christians say, oh, the Lord knows my heart. Yeah, he do. He know your ass wicked. That's why the law converts the soul. Right? That's why he tries you by the reins of your hearts. That's what he dwell at. It's another precept I like to prove. Proverbs. Give me Proverbs 20 and 27.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 20 and verse 27. 22. The spirit of man is the candle of the Most High, searching all the inward parts of the belly.
Right. The spirit of man is the candle of the Lord. So when Revelation says, I come out and blow out your candlestick, he's telling you, I'm taking your soul away. I'm going to put you out, lights out, Negro. Done. Pew. You out of there. Because that's what the Most High dwell in. He dwell in the spirit of man. That's the candle of the Lord. Flesh don't profit him. What is that? He's a spirit. He's the father of spirits, man. Go ahead, King.
Hey, even scarier though than your lights just going out, you dead.
Yeah.
You walking around and your light went out, like the light that the law is going. Like, that's a little scary to me, bro. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because you walking around as a reprobate, the Most High is not giving it back to you. You got to live the rest of your life as a bug out.
Hey, that's facts. Because look, what that says in that same chapter, Ezra said the same thing. Where is it at, Salah? He was asking the Most High. He's like, man, why would I gotta go to verse 35? Second Esdras 5 and 35.
Second Esdras chapter 5 and 35. And he said unto me, thou canst not. And I said, wherefore, Lord? Whereunto was I born then? Or why was not my mother's womb then my grave, that I might have not have seen the travail of Jacob, and the worrisome toil of the stock of Israel.
Hey, that's the same thing. I'm telling you, Ezra was pleading. He said, well, look, if all this got to go on, then why was I born? Why was I born stillbirth? Why wasn't my mother womb my grave? Like, why I got to come see the turmoil of my people? Like, what's all this for? That's basically what Ezra was saying, right? Like you said, he says more scary to have that light taken out, which you're not able to receive the law, statutes, commandments, and really serve your how than to be here and not be here. Right, that's that astonishment of heart, which is also proof that curses, man. When the Lord check you out, you got the people that's walking around the street, they days, and they just ain't nothing there. They just a walking corpse. You know what I mean? I feel you, man. And then another point with that, you know what I'm saying? And another point with that Proverbs 20 and 27, when Hamashiach told us that man don't live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the power. You read Proverbs 20 and 27. It tell you that the Lord searches the inward parts of the belly, the spirit of your man. So up here is the belly. You don't only have to feed your physical stomach that go through your intestines, right? The things you see every day fills your belly. If you're reading, you're filling your belly, right? That's why Christ said, he that come to me shall never hunger nor thirst, because now you got a comfort of mind through body and spirit, because the Lord gave you an expected end, and you understand that you're children of Israel, and you got to keep these laws, statutes, commandments of faith until the day of the Lord's judgments, man. Right? So your belly is not just that stomach, that feeling you get, you know, because it's 2:00. You normally eat around 2:00, and your stomach releasing the gas to remind you, hey, it's time to eat. No, it's time to eat every day. This is your daily bread. Fill the belly of your heart, right? And make sure it's not filled with abominable things, or the Lord gonna spew you out. So you can see even the body itself, or life in general, is a testament or a similitude of really what's going on in the spirit with Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, right? Give me Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 9, I believe.
Mine is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 9. The Most High shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he has sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Most High thy power, and walk in his ways.
That's the way we're going to establish ourselves as a people. You got to serve to the Most High. That's why this class was called with all your might, heart, and soul, man. Right? You got to get your mind fixated on Yahweh. Right? It's good to have brotherhood, sisterhood, Israelitehood, but all that's going to crumble if you yourself is not examining ye yourself. Right? Sirach 18-20 tell you, examine yourself before the day of judgment, man. 2 Corinthians 13-5, Deuteronomy 4-23. And it's a lot one, man. Proverbs 4-23 telling you keep your heart with all diligence. How do you do that without the law? You're like a brute beast, man, if you're not trying to serve Yahweh with sincerity and in truth, right? Give me Leviticus 22-32. Right? So a lot of these going to be laws, right? The other scriptures is giving you sense, but this lesson is law. I'm giving you law.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 22 and verse 32.
Okay.
Neither shall ye profane my holy name, but I will be hallowed among the children of Israel. I am the Lord which hallow you.
See that? I sanctified you. So I'm going to be my name should be sanctified amongst you. I'm the Lord that God which brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of bondage. I placed my name in Israel. I placed my name in the holy mount. I called the city of Zion, the city of David. I called you Messiah from the loins of David, my chosen, my servant, in whom I made the promise. Right? Why wouldn't you want to serve a power like that? Yep. All he's saying is, look, I did this for you. Do this for me. I did this first. Right? If somebody do something nice to you, it should be natural to want to do something nice back. But who has done anything greater for you than the Most High Yahweh himself? Nobody. Even if a man has done something for you, Yahweh put it on his spirit to do it for you. So, hey, Tawada, the person response going to say, hey, man, all praise to the Most High Yahweh, man. The name is his son. Because we know everything we do, like Judah brung out, we doing to the name of the Lord, man. That's everything that's done. Give me the book of St. John, chapter 3, verse 27.
It's the book of St. John, chapter 3 and verse 27 out?
Yeah, St. John, chapter 3, verse 27.
John answered and said, a man can receive nothing except to be given him from heaven.
Hey, if somebody did something nice for you, a person should never get proud. Yeah, I did this for you, man. Why is you saying that? You couldn't do that unless Yahweh put it on your spirit to do it. But you want me to give you all, I'm going to be thankful. I'm gracious. I'm going to treat you well because you did it. But even me treating you well is me treating the Father well, right? Because me and you doing everything according to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. We lifting up the name of the Father, not ourselves, right? The scriptures say, praise you not yourself, let another man praise you. But with me giving you, man, that brother bringing it out, I'm really showing honor to Yahweh. But it's still going to uplift your spirit because you're like, damn, okay. If brother's feeling like that, I'm going to stay in it because I don't want to let my people down, right? What your spirit really saying is, I don't want to let the Father down. And through my brothers, I can show my care and my joy for the Father for allowing me to come into this truth, right? You see that? Go back to Deuteronomy chapter 6, and we're going to read verse 7 and 8 and verse 9.
This book of Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children,
Mm-hmm.
and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up.
So when Paul, tell you your speech should be seasoned with salt, it's talking about just speaking about the will and the power of the Most High, right? Even talking about the accounts of David and how they fought and Gideon winning wars, right? You having a chase conversation. You having one that's seasoned with salt. Even speaking about those things give acknowledgement to the Father, which means you're still giving praise as you speak. So as you sitting by the way, as you walking by, hey, Aquaman, what's up, Aquaman? Yeah, I was going through so and so. So you know that remind me of the time in the script. Oh yeah, ma'am, yeah, I was seeing that too. And through regular conversations, you'll start realizing you're really giving honor to the Father. It'll start circumspecting your mind, man. Right? What's that verse you left off on, Judah?
We have verse 8.
Go ahead, read verse 9.
No, I ain't read 8 yet.
Read verse 8 and verse 9.
Okay, come. This is Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 8. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write them upon the post of thy house and on thy gates.
Right. These what they're saying is the same way the children of Israel is the apple of the Lord's eye. His ways, statutes, and commandments should be an apple towards your eye also, which means your focus and everything you put your hand to do should be in the way of doing the work of the Father. So your focus should be on serving Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. That's why they got to be between your eyelids and your hand, which means whatever you put your hand to do, you do with all your might. But if your might is towards serving Yahweh, then there's no way you can go off, right? That's how you bound it on your doorpost, man, right? As you're going in and as you're coming out. That's how that thing get down. Right,
Hey,
the law, it seemed like something real mystifying, but it's real clear and clean cut.
exactly.
You know what I
Hey,
mean?
the Israelis, Slocky, my bad, King.
Now go ahead, King.
The Israelis, they be walking around with the thing on their hand with the box and the joint looking stupid, looking like a rhino.
Because they think that's what the script. That's why I listen.
The Most High ain't
for these
simple like
damn
that.
heathens, man.
Yes.
Why do the heathens rage and imagine a vain thing, man? What do the wicked have to do to take my covenant in their mouth? That's why they do that, Jude. Like you say, wrap it around the hand. They reading Deuteronomy 6 and 8, like, like, what are you doing?
Hey, they think the Most High simple like that. Most High ain't that simple, bro. The Most High speak in code, pretty much. It's similar to. That's why your dumb behind can't understand it.
Right. Because they ain't meant for them, man. Our people, see, all these other nations, man, they got to come up with a religion. Our people are spiritual people. We don't need religion. We have spirituality. We deal in the spirit, right? The spirit manifests the flesh. And these other heathens, man, these Gentiles, these people don't understand that. You see what I'm saying? Let's go to the book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 38 through 40. All right, got a couple more I'm bringing out. All right.
You said 15 and 38, right?
Yep.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 15 and verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the border of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Most High, and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a horn, that ye may remember and do all my commandments, and be holy unto your God.
And go ahead and finish it off. All right.
I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt, to be your God, and I am the Lord your God.
He brought you out of Egypt to be your God. Why would you want to have another God when you was brought out for me to be your power in the first place? Right? What is you doing? So some people say the fringe is a representation of reminding to keep the commandments. But if I have the commandments on the heart, then I have a fringe in my heart. Right? So let's explain that. The fringe was given for you to remember. If you see a brew with a fringe, like, oh yeah, what it's saying is when you see it, the circumcision of your heart should say, oh yeah, I gotta make sure I'm keeping these laws, statutes, commandments, so I won't go a horn. Right? The same way when you see a brew that's in his garments. Oh, man, that brother hey, Shalom, you automatically get in the sense of, okay, I gotta salute this brother. You don't know how this brother's spirit is. He might be more fervent than you, right? It's a reminder. That's why a nation is built. If every individual person in Israel was keeping the Most High first in the commandments, no one can really go off. Even when temptation come, you're around somebody who's not going off, going to naturally whip your ass right back in shape. So the fringe is a reminder to keep your ass in shape, because obviously you what did it say? It said the Jews require a sign. The Lord seen it in the Exodus, in the book of Numbers. You need a damn sign. You need a reminder. I would look. Tell them get the ribbon of blue, make it a fringe. This fringe represents you not going off and keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. So every time you see it, it's like, oh damn, I got to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Right? That's the Lord showing you love, or Moses being a brother to you, helping you out. The same way he gave the men a bill of divorcement, even though in the beginning it wasn't so, but for the hardness of your heart did he do that. See that? So that's the reason of the fringe, right? It doesn't separate you circumcising your heart, but a reminder to stay circumspect or stay in the circumcision of the heart, to not forsake the power. Give me Deuteronomy 31:10.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 10. Moses commanded them, saying, at the end of every 7 years, in the solemnity of the year of release, in the feast of tabernacles, when all Israel has come to appear before the Most High thy power, in the place which ye shall choose, thou shalt read this law before all Israel in their hearing.
See, Feast of Tabernacles, all the law is supposed to be read. Why? Because it's a place where the Israelites are gathered. Same way we was gathered in Mount Sinai. That's also the representation of the feast days. It's about the gathering of the Israelites. That's literally what the feast is for, right? You can do all these ordinances. It's because Israel get bored. It needs something to do. So the Lord gave your ass something to do, right? But he got a spiritual aspect behind it, right? Even in the sacrifices. But the main thing is that he brought you out of Egypt to be a God and so you ought to be a people. So in order to bring niggas together, I got to make a law. Hey, look, we got these feast days. We got these Sabbath days. Hey, even these is holy convocations, which means you got to gather. The same way the Lord been gathering you from the beginning. So you scattered. Oh, I can come back here because of Christ, put down that water partition. What happens? I get to come together again. Can't nobody kick me out the land because I've been living in damn Russia for 6 years. But, we keeping the feast at the temple at Jerusalem. I get to come down there. Hey, Christ said I can come down here, man. You niggas can't keep me from the power. I'm part of this covenant just like you. I'm from the tribe of Asher. I'm from the tribe of Manasseh. I'm from the tribe of Zebulun. I'm from the tribe of Ephraim. I'm from the tribe of Reuben. I'm from the tribe of Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar. You see what I'm saying? The promise was given to all 12, not just you, or not just because you're a Judite and you got the king's blessings. No, nigga, it's one law for all. The whole law is for the Israelites. It said, speaking to the children of Israel, not to the tribe of Judah, not to the tribe of Ephraim, but to the children of Israel, which were 12, making us 12 tribes. The 12 tribes make up the nation. Read verse 11.
Verse 11. For this commandment, which I command thee this day, is not hidden from thee, neither is it far off.
This message is not hidden. Give me Isaiah 45:19. Right? What I like to say is how the prophets speak. You won't understand it until you start getting into this law. Right? Let me show you why. The Most High said this thing is not a secret. Read that.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45, and verse 19. I have not spoken in secret in a dark place of the earth, and said not unto the seed of Jacob, seek me in vain. I, the Most High, speak in righteousness. I declare things that are right.
The Lord don't speak in secret because he declared things that is right. When you moving like that in righteousness and you speaking the words of the Most High, what secrets do I have? All right? Hey, Sirach tell you, look, it's better to hide one folly than to hide one wisdom. And our wisdom is serving Yahweh Hashem Yahweh through faith and through the law. So, you had your wisdom, your folly. Hey, that's for your repentance, man. Right? You got to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. But what is it? Let me read it for you because you read it.
Oh, okay, come on. Because the brother was saying, it's Isaiah 13:2. So because the brother was saying that he doesn't give his word in secret. He gives it out in the open because ain't no need to hide what's right. He's speaking the law, statutes, and commandments. He's speaking what's right. You see what I'm saying? And Isaiah 58:1 says the same thing. But this is why the Most High tells us this. Go ahead and read that.
You said Isaiah 13:10.
2.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 2. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
Con. So we supposed to lift up the banner. This banner, what's that banner? The law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Upon that high mountain, we supposed to exalt the voice. That's why the Bible says in Isaiah 58:1, we supposed to cry loud and spare not. All right. It says shake the hand. We supposed to get that strong rebuke. We supposed to speak like men, right? It says so that they may go into the gates of the nobles. We're not supposed to give a damn for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to hide that wisdom that the Most High gave to us. That's why we speak in open. That's why the Most High, hey, the ones who he wants to get it are going to get it.
Right.
And the ones he doesn't want to get it are not going to get it. That's why there's no point of speaking this truth in secret. Because the ones who are meant to get it are going to get it. And when you're chosen not to get it, you're not going to get it, no matter how much we try to teach you. So I just want to bring that out.
Facts. Back in Deuteronomy 32, read verse 12, King.
Deuteronomy 32?
Not 31, and verse 12, Salah.
Deuteronomy 31:12. Come on. This book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, and verse 12. Gather the people together, men and women and children, and thy stranger that is within thy gates, that they may hear and that they may learn. And
Right,
fear the Most High. Salah.
No, go ahead, Salah. I ain't know it's no more on there.
Okay, come. And fear the Most High your power, and observe to do all the words of this law.
Right, you got to fear the Most High and observe to do all the words of this law. That's why Christ told you all those things they told you to do, observe. Not only observe, but do.
Yep.
Because you commanded to do the words of the law, not just hear the words of God, man. Right, it said men, women, and children. Right, and the strangers. See that? A lot of people say, see, the strangers. Listen, I'm not even going to go into the Hebrew to that word because it's not a point of that lesson. Right? But it's going to be a time when you see through prophecy that it will be strangers that's going to have to walk in the fear of the Lord. Right? When we take them and we rope their ass up and we drag them down the street by motorcycles and car tires. Right? And we're using the damn babies as pinata sticks. Right? That's going to be the times when the stranger's going to fear the Lord because he's going to see the salvation of his people, which is Israel. Right? That's the time we're going to see that. Read verse 13, King.
Verse 13. And that their children which have not known anything may hear, and learn to fear the Most High your power, as long as ye live in the land whither ye go over Jordan to possess it.
Right. No matter what land you're in, we already went over that. Because the promise that we read about Isaac is that we're supposed to possess this whole planet. He said, I'm going to give you all these countries for possession. People say, hey, you can't keep the law unless you're in Jerusalem. Well, the Lord said that all these countries was promised to us. Oh, that's that then? No, brother. No, brother. That's not. That's the gospel. The gospel is these nations going into captivity. We're going to be exalted above these people. We're going to be reigning as joint heirs with the only begotten son, Yahweh Shai, under Yahweh. That's it. You can't get around it, man. Right? You can't break scripture to make another one fit. Right? Let me show y'all something real quick. Go to Luke chapter 11 and read start at verse 19.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 11, verse 19. And if I, by Beelzebub, cast out devils, by whom do your sons cast them out? Therefore shall they be your judges.
Right, keep going.
But if I, with the finger of Yahweh, cast out devils, no doubt the kingdom of Yahweh is come upon you.
What do Christ mean by if I cast out devils with the finger of God? Right, matter of fact, those that's on the YouTube, put in the chat, when Christ said, but if I with the finger of God cast out devils, what does he mean about the finger of God? Right, I even give you a hint. Where have you even heard that phraseology before? How can you cast out a devil? How can one cleanse his own ways, right? Give me y'all a second. Okay, you're not wrong, tomorrow, but it's specific. Con, hey, you see that? So the brother Colin, see that? So Colin, from Jake to great, right? God wrote on the tablets, right? The law was written by the finger of God, right? PJR, testimony is given by the finger of God. Judah, give me Exodus 31 and 18.
31 and 18.
Con.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 31 and 18. And when he had gave, and when he Salaki, adding words, and he gave unto Moses, when he had made an end of communing with him upon Mount Sinai, 2 tablets of testimony, tablets of stone, written with the finger of God.
Written with the finger of God. So the 2 tablets of testimony was the law. So Christ telling you, I cast out the devil by the law of the power. That's what he mean by say, but if with the finger of God cast out devils. What was written with the finger of God? The law of testimonies, the tablets of stones, man. Right? In the same way the devils that tempt you or the temptation that come around, Christ cast them out with the finger of God. So do ye, right? That's why you serve the Most High with all your might, all your heart, and all your soul. Because within doing so, all things become subjective to you, right? You become in your rightful position, right? When you read Proverbs 25 and 28, it says that a man that can't control his spirit is like a city with no walls. You become defenseless. So that same vulnerability you fear, you make yourself vulnerable in that same aspect, which led right back to Isaiah 66 and 4. The things you fear going to be what God give you as your strong delusion. So only walk into the fear of the Most High Yahweh, right? God, give me 1 Peter, what's that, 2 and 9? You're a nation of kings and priests.
Yeah.
Read that real quick before I get this next one. I'm going to grab one more. We're going to open up for a few questions on the YouTube. Yeah, I'm in good timing this week. I'm in good timing this week, Judah.
Hey, this is the book of 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
Man, he called you out of darkness, man. When you go to, matter of fact, I believe it's Proverbs chapter 4, verse, where is it? Verse 17. Is that what I want?
1 Peter 2 and 9?
No, you reading that. No. Go to Proverbs chapter 4, verse 19.
Okay.
Because he said the Most High called us out of darkness into this marvelous light. Right? What's this darkness, man?
This book of Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 19. The way of the wicked is darkness.
The way of the who is darkness?
The way of the wicked is darkness.
So if you called out of darkness, you're called from your wickedness, right? You cast out devils by the finger of God, which we just established is the law of testimony or the 2 tablets. So you're called from your wickedness into the light.
That's right.
The light in Proverbs 6 and 23, right? The commandment is a lamp and the law is the light, right? Finish that off, Judah.
They know not at what they stumble.
You know not where you stumble, man. Because just like a blind man in the dark, he don't know where he's going. And, you reaching around the wall, it's real dark, man. You know where you're going.
At noonday.
Right, you done hit your toe. You done ran into something. It's a damn spider web right there. You jumping around like this. You going crazy. Hey, that's how it is when you walking in darkness, man. When you in that wicked way, man.
Hey, bro.
You been called out of that wicked or ignorance, man.
Hey, all right. This how you know the Bible was written by black people. Because this is just the King English for saying, yo, the way the wicked is in darkness. And if you don't know, what you stumble upon, is basically saying, if you're not in the truth and you're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, you tripping.
Right.
All the same, you tripping.
That's fact, bro.
Point blank.
Let's get back to it. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 18 through 20.
All right. 17, 18. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 18. And it shall be, when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of this law in a book out of that which is before the priests, the Levites.
Mm-hmm.
And it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear the Most High his power, to keep all the words of his law, of this law, and these statutes to do them, that his heart be not lifted up above his brethren, and that he turn not aside from the commandment to the right hand or to the left, to the end that he may prolong his days in the kingdom, he and his children in the midst of Israel.
Now you understand what Paul tells you in Hebrews 13 and 17. You got 1 Peter 5 and 5, 1 Timothy. All these scriptures talking about obey those that have rule over you, right? But 1 Peter 5 and 5 tell you that those that rule over you are still a subjection to you, right? That way he won't lift himself up above his brethren, because the Lord resisteth the proud, right? He said, look upon him who is proud and bring him low. That's in Job 40 and 12. So the law speaks to you in humility, right? It's teaching you wise ashes and dust proud, man. Right? We all servants of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And if those the Lord placed over you, you serve them as if serving the Lord. You're commanded to do so, actually. Right? Let's get one more, Judah. Give me Deuteronomy 8 and 10.
Found is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 8, and verse 10. It reads, when thou hast eaten and art full, then thou shalt bless the Most High thy power for the good land which he hath given thee.
Right, we just went over that the belly being full is not necessarily your stomach, but the belly of the heart. Right, when you read Proverbs 20 and 27. Right, so when you are full, when you over here getting this doctrine, you bless the Lord. If somebody there to teach you because you stumbled at the scriptures, you're supposed to give praises to the Most High power. Right, it's all the scriptures always double, right, one against another, so that you be not consumed, and to give you grace more than what we deserve, man. We went off. So when you eating, you're full, right? Because man don't live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds by the mouth of the power. We already got the understanding that your spirit or the mind or the soul of man is his belly, in which the Most High feed, starve, take away, test, and all those things that come with it, right? And let me get one more that we're going to end this off with. Go to the book of Mark, chapter 12. And we're going to read. We're going to do a little bit of reading. Start at verse 24, King.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 12, and verse 24. Yahweh shall answering said unto them, do ye not therefore err, because ye know not the scriptures, neither the power of Yahweh?
See, even Christ told you err when you don't know the scriptures, so you have to read. Blessed is he that readeth, seeketh ye the Lord out of the book and read, man. Revelations 1 and 3, Isaiah 34 and 16. Keep going.
For when they shall arise from the dead, they neither marry nor are given in marriage, whereas the angels which are sent in heaven.
Right.
And as touching the dead, that they rise. Have you not read in the book of Moses that how in the bush Yahweh spake unto him, saying, I am the power of Abraham, and the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. He is not the power of the dead, but the power of the living. Ye therefore do greatly err.
Right. When you read Hosea 1 and 10, he is the living God. Right. You got Matthew 16, 16, Jeremiah 16, 16. It tell you the same thing. He is the living power. He's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. At this time, they slept. But why is he saying this? Because tell me when they erred. He's giving you a point that if you have faith as your fathers did and keep his commandments as your father did, you shall enter into life. That's what that's the teaching Christ giving you. Keep reading, King.
And one of the scribes came, and having heard them reasoning together, and perceiving that he had answered them well, asked him, which is the first commandment of all?
All right, now hold that. Go to Matthew chapter 8 and read verse 11. All right, let me give a person a precept to what I just said.
Matthew chapter 8 and 11.
Mm-hmm.
I say unto you, that many shall come from the east and west, and shall sit down with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven.
And we know Christ ain't speak with no guile. He just told you that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is in the kingdom. Mm-hmm. And many gonna come from the east and the west, speaking about the prophecy in Isaiah 43, right? 1 and 5, man. Talking about how he gonna grab you from the east and the west. He gonna gather the children of Israel. So it's gonna be many being scattered, being brought through. It's gonna sit in the kingdom with their fathers, right? That's why he's not the God of the dead, but of the living. They had faith and works. They was granted life eternal. right? Go back.
Right.
Go to verse 29.
Yep, Mark 12 and 29. And Yahweh shall answer them. The first of all the commandments is, Hear, O Israel, the Most High our power is one power.
Right. He gave them the Shema, right?
And thou shalt love the Most High thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment.
Right. And that's the title of the class. Keep going.
And the second is like, namely this, Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these.
Because that's what all the 613 commandments teaches you at the end of the day.
That's right.
Serve Yahweh all your might, all your heart, and all your soul. Love your neighbor as yourself. Right. I wanted to bring out this class before we start getting into it because we got some part series that's coming out. Judah I love the title. It's called Hebrew to Hebrew Relations. That thing rung like a bell. Ting, right? That's going to be some part series. That's going to be coming out in the next week. We're going to finish getting that class together, post it for next week on the milk. Anybody that's on the YouTube first, have questions, post them now. And once I finish with YouTube, anyone on Clubhouse, once we shut down the channel, y'all have free range. So YouTube is open to you first. Any questions? Any precepts you miss? Hey, also, Judah, I'm going to send you a text message where somebody want to be sent the precepts and stuff. So
okay, yeah. Also,
if you want to give the people the email address again, they can send it, and then we can send it to them like that.
Also, if you're on a YouTube, like I said, these few weeks while Adawan Eliel is in classes, we're going to be doing the simultaneous class on YouTube and the Sincere Milk platform. So while we're doing the simultaneous class, if you do want the precepts to this class, you can send an email to the Sincere Milk, THESINCEREMILK @gmail.com. The Sincere Milk @gmail.com. All right. We have a couple of brothers and sisters that we are collaborating with to make sure we get you all the things that you're asking for in a timely manner. So you can ask for all the precepts from class number 1 on the Sincere Milk platform until now and going forward. If you're at work and you can't take down the precepts, or you just want to have the precepts for your own edification in your notes. And you can also use that platform to ask for topics on the Clubhouse platform as we go forward. So once again, that's the Sincere Milk @gmail.com. Go ahead and send us emails with your request for the precepts from the classes that were brought out, and we'll do our best to get that to you in a timely manner. So once again, any questions on the YouTube? I see it. I see one question right there. I'm posting right here.
Right. So I got them. If you could give me Matthew 12 and 38 real quick, Judah.
Okay, come
on. The brothers asked it. He said, why am I hunted in my dreams and lust demons and old habits? Right. We're gonna get into it, man.
That's a good question because we all have those types of problems, man. You said Matthew 12 and 38, right?
Right.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 12 and verse 38. And certain of the scribes and Pharisees answered, saying, Master, we will see a sign from thee. But he answered and said unto them, An evil and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall be and there shall no sign be given.
Keep going. Can you hear me?
Hey, can y'all hear us now on the Clubhouse? They said the audio went out. All right, they can hear us now. I'm gonna start over.
Okay, come on.
Hey, put a 7 in the chat if you can hear us on the YouTube. Real quick. Put a 7 in the chat real quick. You see anything? All right.
Yeah, all good, King.
Okay, calm. I ain't seen it. All right, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 12 and verse 38. Then certain of the scribes and Pharisees answered, saying, Master, we would see a sign from thee. But he answered and said unto them, An evil and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall be Salaki, and there shall no sign be given to it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas.
Right. Why is he saying the prophet Jonah? Jonah was 3 days, 3 nights in the belly, and he rose. So the sign that Christ is talking about is he himself being 3 days, 3 nights in the belly of the earth and being risen on the third day, right? That's the sign that was given unto the children of Israel. Read 1 Corinthians 1 and 22 out.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 22. For the Jews require a sign, and the Greeks seek after wisdom. But we preach Hamashiach crucified unto the Jews, a stumbling block, and unto the Greeks, foolishness.
Right, man. So, people look for signs. Some people hearken into these dreams. Why am I dealing with this? Is it something I'm doing wrong? It said, Dan, is this brother really answering the questions? Yeah, because I'm going to show you why. Right? Give me John 12 and 43.
This is the book of John, chapter 12 and verse 43.
Mm-hmm.
For they love the praise of men more than the praise of Yahweh.
Right. If your spirit, which the lesson was teaching on, is not fixated on Yahweh, right? The things you fear, if you're fearing, I'm gonna go off and I'm gonna go out to the lust and chase women, or I used to smoke weed. Your mind is too fixated on evil and wicked thoughts, which got the earth destroyed in the first death, right? You're supposed to keep your heart with all diligence, like Proverbs 4 and 23 say. Have your mind fixated on the Most High Yahweh with all your might, all your heart, and all your soul. So if you're stopping doing these things because you don't want the brothers and friends to rebuke you, you're going off, right? Your reasons for cutting these things out is your servitude to Yahweh, showing him that you're returning back the love to him, which he gave you from the beginning. Give me Sirach 34 out, and I'm going to get one more for the brother. And any more questions on YouTube, put them in now while we answering this one, Baba Kashah. From the top, 34 and 1.
Come. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 34 and verse 1. The hopes of a man void of understanding are vain and false, and dreams lift up fools.
Right, it said the hopes of man void of understanding. Our understanding is to flee from wickedness. Job 28 and 28. Right, that's your understanding. If you're void of understanding, right, you're still contemplating on the wickedness and things like that. These things still gonna have a hold over you, a stronghold or a temptation. Right, these dreams are your mind being fixated on things of old, not really letting it go. Right, build up your faith, so these things can leave. Keep reading, King.
Come. Whoso regardeth dreams is like him that casteth at a shadow and followeth after the wind.
Hey, these dreams can mean nothing, right? But you keep having them. It's only showing what a lot of times the things you ponder on before you sleep, you dream about. Sometimes you dream about you flying. You know damn well you can't fly, right? Mm-hmm. So what did the dream mean? Sometimes you're just casting at a shadow. When Jeremiah 29:11 tell you that the Most High already gave you an expected end. So there's no need to chase these shadows, right? We know the prophecy saying, your men and your women going to dream dreams and prophesy, but Christ has told you that the only sign you're going to get is the one of Jonah, which is he was speaking of himself, right? Get the next one out, and then we're going to go to verse 5. Read 3 and read verse 5, and I'm going to grab another one.
Well, 3 through 5 or 3 and 5?
3 and 5.
Okay, come on. Verse 3. The vision of dreams is the resemblance of one thing to another, even as the likeness of a face to a face. Verse
5 through 8 came. Salah.
Okay, come. Verse 5. Divinations and soothsayings and dreams are vain.
Right.
And the heart fancieth as a woman's heart in travail.
Right. It goes off, man, through pain. Your heart is deceitful above all things, man. Who can know it? Keep going.
Come. If they be not sent from the Most High in thy visitation, set not thy heart upon them.
Right. These dreams don't come with no instructions, no prophecy, no things that's about to come to pass. These are not sent from the Most High. You take note of these. These means nothing to you. These are vain dreams. Keep reading.
For dreams have deceived many.
Dreams have deceived many. thinking you're getting deep. Oh, this man's a prophecy, man. He talked to Abraham in a dream. Joel says it's gonna be prophecies with dreams. Look at Jonah, man. They dream. Gotta keep going.
Come. And they have failed that put their trust in them.
Because they not of the Most High, man. They're your own vain thoughts. Read.
The law shall be found perfect without lies.
This what you focus your heart on. This how you keep your heart with all diligence when you're dealing with them dreams. The law should be found perfect without lies, right? Psalms 19:7. Keep reading out.
And wisdom is perfection to a faithful mouth.
And that wisdom is Job 28:28, fleeing from wickedness that bring forth their understanding, right? Give me Job chapter 4, verse 13.
All right, come on. This is the book of Job, chapter 4, and Salaki King, you said 13?
Yeah, come.
This is the book of Job, chapter 4, and verse 13. In thoughts from the visions of the night, when deep sleep falleth on men, fear came upon me, and trembling, which made all my bones to shake.
Same thing, brother said, man. He dealing with things he used to do. You don't want to go off. That's going to bring about a fear, right? You might see a shadow. You popping up. You might see one across the wall. That bringing about a fear. Keep reading out.
Come. Then the spirit passed before my face. The hair of my flesh stood up.
Hell yeah, because what the hell is this? Keep going.
I stood still, but I could not discern the form thereof. An image was before my eyes. There was silence, and I heard a voice saying.
Right, pause right there. So the image, if it's not of the Lord, it's not going to be made clear. It's showing you that your vision and your walk is not, you're not sure in it, right? You got to clean that thing up, right? Christ told you, he washed the disciples' feet. Read Deuteronomy 5:33. It's basically telling you got to clean up your walk, right? So you having a shadow that you're casting that shows maybe indecisiveness or, your faith still being built up. That's all good, King. That's why we're giving you these precepts. Write these down or rewind this video, meditate on these, and the law is found perfect. That's what you're supposed to meditate on. Give me Sirach 40. All right.
Come. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 40. What you want? You want
just give me 1 and 2, and then we're gonna read verse. Read 1 and 2, and I'm gonna tell you which one I want you to jump to.
All right, Carl. This is the book of
1 and 2. We're gonna jump to verse 7, and then that should be enough for the brother.
All right, Carl. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 40, verse 1. Great travail is created for every man, and a heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam, from the day that they go out of their mother's womb to the day that they return to the mother of all things.
Right, which is wisdom.
Right. Their imagination of things to come and the day of death trouble their heart. It's like it trouble their thoughts and cause fear of the heart.
Right, the cares of this world, which you're not supposed to care about anyway. Death, that's already imminent, right? People go on all these. That's why Jeremiah 29:11 hits so hard, right? Focus on things that matter. Focus on the salvation of your soul. Meditate on the law, which is commanded of you. These things going to flee. Whatever you did, don't worry about it. Ezekiel 18:20 on down tell you, man, if the wicked should turn and repent, hey, you're not supposed to make mention of these things no more. The Lord blotting them things out. Right, the prize is the kingdom, and the glory goes to the Most High through His Son, Yahushua. You see what I'm saying? Go to verse 7.
Verse 7. When all is safe, he awaketh and marveleth that the fear was nothing.
Fear was nothing because he on the YouTube right now asking about a dream. So them things was just tremblings and fears. That's you in your own thoughts, things you're manifesting in your spirit. Go ahead, ignore those. Focus on the things that matter, which is having the faith and keeping these laws, and you gotta get into the book more so them things can leave up off you.
That's fact. I got another question up here. All right. So they ask, why you brothers wear many fringes instead of just 4 of them?
Actually, when you get you can get the one to Deuteronomy, but
wear
both of them. It seem like the same commandment, but it's really 2 separate ones. Right. The fringes is a way to identify us and the truth. You just got 4, you might miss those, right? They hang, you might got a dark one, they blend in with your pants or something. Can't nobody see that, right? You trying to hide you're an Israelite, right? So you still you can wear your fours, right? There's no law against that, right? But go ahead and put the broader blue on, man, with the fringes on the shirt. That way a brother can see you. You might be waxing poor one day. I want to keep the law in Leviticus 25 and 35 and I should be able to help my brother out. But I can't see them damn ZZs. But if you got them fringes on, them things hanging, and you got that brew drip going on, that brew swag, brother, you make yourself more noticeable, right? The Lord don't speak in secret. Why are you trying to hide your fringes, you know?
Yeah, go ahead and get the one in, let's get both on real quick.
Which one you grab, my
15:38, and then we'll get Deuteronomy 22.
Okay.
Yeah, because like the brother said, I mean, hey, you can wear both of them. Some brothers just wear one or the other. We ain't saying, you know, you off, but definitely, you know, if you can, wear both of them. You know what I mean? Let's see where we at. So yeah, I'm gonna get 15:38. Numbers 15:38. Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the border of their garments throughout their generations, that they put upon the fringe a ribbon of blue, of the borders a ribbon of blue, and it should be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Most High, and seek to do them, and that ye seek not after your own hearts and your own eyes, after which you used to go a horn. Right? I wish I could find the shirt. Boom. I got me some brew drip right here.
See what I'm saying?
Hold on. Now, this shirt don't got fringes on it yet. Right? Oh, dang, it ain't brew drip. I thought it was my other shirt. But here's the border right here. Right? It says, speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments. This is a whole border going around the whole shirt.
Right.
This is why we wear the fringes around the border of our garment. Right? And then you go to you got Deuteronomy 22 and 12?
Yeah, I got it, King. Okay. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 12. Thou shalt make thee fringes upon the four quarters of thy vesture, wherewith thou coverest thyself. Right. So when you see, you can break it down. When you see the brother with the long garments, them really them vestures that you're supposed to put them four quarters on, right? If I got a shirt and it's circled all the way around, where can I have four quarters at?
Exactly.
Right? Even if I split it, it's not a quarter. That won't be a quarter of a shirt. So I say you go ahead and do both. It's really a separate commandment if you really think about it, right? The twisting for the word fringe means ZZ is really meaning like how a lock would look, right? So that's what a zig or fringe would be, right? Go ahead, Judah.
Yeah, I was about to say it's just like the ponchos. You'll see the brothers sometimes wearing the ponchos. If you look at the old SOT videos, you might see I don't want y'all with all some other brothers that wear the ones you just pull over.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? And that would be the four corners. That's why you see brothers with the four tassels on their shirts. So like you said, that's two separate commandments. You know what I'm saying? And this is why we wear the fringes to the best of our ability around our whole garment. And then you'll see brothers also having the tassels on the four corners.
Right. They both still keeping the commandments. But you know, put that brew drip on. I say go ahead and put on both, man.
Yeah, that don't be fly.
Fringed up with the four Jones dripping, man. Hey, man, put that thing on there. All right, any more questions from the YouTube before we shut it down?
That's it. That's it. So
I don't know where that brother went. Right. So to water YouTube, those that came to tune into the Sons of Thunder Israelite YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that now. And in case you out, follow us on the platforms. We also do lives on the Sons of Thunder Facebook page. Brothers bring out lessons there. You also catch live camp footages before the videos drop. Right. Adawan gives it to you all for free, man. We push this word, no bucket. You know. I'm your brother, Raya.
Brother Judah.
And we with the Sons of Thunder Israelites. That's our heart, prayer, and desire that all Israel might be saved. Shalom.
Shalom.